Hey friends, welcome back to Nessa's Nook. So today I'm going to make something I've made kind of before, but not really made before. I saw this online today, of course, which always gets me in trouble. And I asked Mark if he wanted this or something else made with the beef. And he says, yeah, just go ahead and make this. He didn't want both, really, honestly, but I just got lazy and I just wanted to decide to go ahead and do this because this was the easier of the two. So what it is, it's going to be just like the beef lunch meat, sliced really thin with some mushrooms with some gravy poured over the mashed potatoes and a vegetable. So it's going to be really super simple because I don't feel like cooking. I didn't feel like cooking all weekend. Mark was nice enough. He pretty much cooked for me this weekend and cleaned up and everything because I was just like not doing anything. So I'll bring it down here and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. Alright, so I have my saucepan out here, and I'm going to go ahead and put in my 2 cups of water. Now what I'll be doing is using my homemade brown gravy mix. And what that is it's going to be 2 tablespoons to 1 cup of water. This is 2 cups of water because we want to have that gravy over top of the potatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and put in 4 teaspoons. I'll be using some of my freeze-dried mushrooms on this, by the way. So what I'm going to do before I put any meat or anything else in here, I'm going to go ahead and take my little whirligig, kind of stir this up just a smidge to get it off the bottom, and go ahead and get this flour mixture, or the gravy mixture, mixed in here a little bit. Obviously this would have probably worked better if I had a saucepan, but I didn't think that far ahead. So what also I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding some of my homemade onion soup mix. So there's not going to be a particular amount. I'm just going to go ahead and throw some in. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw in some of my freeze-dried mushrooms. Might have to add a little bit extra water because of the freeze-dried mushrooms. And go ahead and stir this up a little bit. Now as you will see, this is a nice brown, but it's not the brown that you get from the grocery store gravy. So my mom always used this stuff here. And I bought a big bottle because I thought I could freeze dry it and use it that way. Well, it blew up kind of like in my freeze dryer, so I'm not using it for that, so I'm just leaving it in the little container. And this helps really put the nice dark brown color into the gravy. And because I use the boiling hot water for my sink, this comes together incredibly fast. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that down just a little bit and let that kind of get in there. I'm going to go ahead and add in some of my beef lunch meat, and I'll get that stirred in here. And then I don't know for sure if you all happen to have watched that video where I had bought the 50 pounds, I am going to need a little bit more water, by the way, the 50 pounds of potatoes, and I had made some and put in the freezer. And I'm just adding more water because of the mushrooms, if you're wondering. Because reconstituting those mushrooms, you have to have, obviously, liquid. So anyways, so I have like my potatoes that I had in the freezer. I'm going to go ahead and put those in here. Turn this way down. And put a little bit of more milk, a little bit of butter, salt and pepper. And you wouldn't even know those were actually frozen, honestly. So go ahead and let this cook up a little bit. I can't find my scissors, so my knife will work. And this may or may not be too much for the two of us. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've done that, but that container did that much potatoes. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. Add just a little bit of milk to it. Add some of my butter to this. Even though I added milk and butter before I froze it, I re-add it when I cook it. So there's some pepper, just a little bit of salt. Keep this stirred up here, and I'm going to have to go get a vegetable. I'm not for sure. It's probably just green beans, I'm thinking. And then I'm just going to be breaking this up and stirring up these potatoes and make a big mess in my kitchen. And we will be having the mashed potatoes from the part that was in the freezer. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done up here and kind of clean up this mess a little bit that's all over my stove, and I'll be right back. Now I'm going to go ahead and take like my masher and actually mash this up just a little bit more. I didn't have those all mashed when I put them in the container, but that's fine. But I did add just a little bit more milk, and it's looking like that now. So I'll go ahead and keep stirring this and go get out the can of corn. Alright, I ended up getting just out a can of corn because that was what was up front here. All this is getting really warmed up. Mark is on his way home. Things are looking pretty yummy. So we're just pretty much waiting for the corn to get done. Throw a little bit of pepper in there. I got some butter in there also. And we'll get this all plated up in just a second here. Okay, Mark should be coming through the door almost any time. We'll put the potatoes on here. Re-stir up the gravy a little bit. Of course, I'll give Mark more of the meat than I give myself because he likes more meat than I do. Alright. Stir up the corn. Put that on the plate. So, here is dinner tonight. Now this is just my homemade brown gravy with some freeze-dried mushrooms, some of the beef lunch meat, and my homemade, home-done mashed potatoes and some corn. Have you guys ever done anything like this? If you have, did you do anything differently? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you very much for stopping by. I hope you have a very blessed and wonderful day.